Hello Tamiya 956 fans, a quick update on the Tamiya Porsche 956 details and stuff. The wheels, they're ready to roll, literally. Boxes are done, the graphics are done. Inside the box are 4 rims, 4 wheel covers, there's 2 under there. These are fixed onto the wheels already. And underneath here will be all the screws and hubs and parts under that cap there. So they're ready to roll in rubber fitting and in foam wheel fitting. Watch the previous video for more information about all those wheels. Now the thing is, the wheels, I make them. I make the boxes, I make the graphics, I make everything. They're not made for stock. So that will say, if you're going to order them, I'm going to make batches of them and ship them out as soon as I've got a batch ready. So it's not like I can pick it off a shelf. This isn't a shop in a traditional sense. I'm not buying any of this stuff in. It's all made to order. So that means if you put an order through the site, it's not going to be shipped necessarily the next day unless there's some of that batch laying there. I've just ordered a new 3D printer because I need the capacity anyway. So then I'll have 2 printers for full capacity, maybe 3. Full capacity production and 1 for R&D. So that's where we are with the wheels. They're going to go live this week, so keep an eye on the shop, keep an eye on the socials. I'm just working on a back sticker there with and some instruction sheets, exploded diagrams, so that it's absolutely clean. The big issue I've been dealing with this week is a lot of people have been messaging to say, yeah, they want the wheels, but they want the body kits and they want the other kits and this and this and that, and they want to order it all together. To save on postage, which I completely and totally understand. The issue is I've got all the parts ready. I need to finalize some of the little body parts, the little bits. I need to fit them on my body shell. The packaging, I'd ordered the packaging before, similar packaging to the C11 packaging, but apparently it was out of stock, so I had to reorder somewhere else, and it's still on the way. I don't have it yet. So I can't start on the inserts for that, blah, 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 blah. So that's a few weeks out still, because yeah, I do this in my part-time. I've got other jobs to do, and family, so I have to do this around about that. That's ongoing. 2 more ongoing things. This is something I'm almost done with. So I'm not going to say the issue with this body is, yeah, there's a thing missing, yeah, basically. Rear light buckets. So I showed you in the last video, yeah, check the last one about rear light buckets. So what I've done now, instead of having the simple light bucket, which I will also put in the kit, just a box that sticks on the vacuum forming where you can put the lead in, I've also made body infill parts. Now I've printed these in silver for clarity right now. So underneath the 956, the side body, you can see it there, the fairing goes underneath it to close it off. So what I've done, I've integrated the light LED mount into that part, and it pushes up against the small vacuum forming part, which is this part, which gives you the back lens, and that pushes up against the front cover. Now on the real car, this part here is actually cut out. It could be done here as well, but it's going to be quite delicate and this edge is going to be a bit flappy. So I don't know if people are going to want to do that. Also, there's a under tray diffuser on the 956, of course, as with other Group Cs and LMPs, of course, all have that. The build of the Group C from Tamiya is limiting in some ways of what you can do. They've made compromises in the bodywork, how deep the rear fairing comes. So I've had to also work around things and make something that's looks good, because in a shadow anyway, isn't it? It's representative and it fits on the chassis very, very simply. So as with the C11, you don't need to drill any holes. It fits on with 2 existing screws, and that's that. So I'm going to take the body off and show you what's going on. So this is, I'm still working on, I'm not sure if I'm going to put body pins on this yet, or or mounts, magnetic mounts. I've made some extra mounts which you can see the silver tops on for now. Just put the body there. So if you look online for back end of Porsche 956s, you're going to get several different back ends depending on the year it was raced, depending the development cycle. They're all different basically. They're quite simple underneath, and some of them are pretty rudimentary. The design I liked is like this. Now it's also a bit of a compromise. So what it does, it's got this central main fairing that comes up from the bottom of the gearbox. I've had to bring it up a little bit higher to match the side work of the bodywork, because they don't protrude too much underneath the bodywork in profile. It has to look good in profile as well. So I've made this, this part here, which fairs down, covers the back of the motor. The spur gear is still exposed. I was going to cowl that in, but it just all came back too far for my liking. It'd be nice if that was black, you wouldn't even notice it. So that's screwed on with 2 screws, you can see that, and that goes into the existing mounts on the back of the motor box, which mounted a part which would mount the rear stays for the C11 and other models. It just screws straight on there, fits over it, screws on there. What else have I done? So I've opted for this version of the rear cowl. So it's like a fairing underneath the bodywork, and most of them are quite straight here. They don't fill up the body. The bodywork has an under tray on it anyway, and they've got this vent system going on the back. Some of them have a slightly different shape, but this, on the model I liked, you can see it through the back. There's air ducting there. I've made this in several parts for many reasons. So this part, this top cowl comes off. That's a single part. That we put on there, and I would just put a drop of hot glue on there. I was going to screw it on, but it's getting a bit too silly. Just a drop of hot glue, it fixes in place. So you have the main cowl design underneath there. Now you can see I've put a blue tip on it because the one I liked had a blue fairing tip on the end, so it's all part of the bodywork. And this actually comes out because some of the models, and I still have to make the part to go in there, have a cut off end with a light in there. So basically you've got a few options here. You can drop that in there, paint that. Okay, I just sprayed it over quickly with the PS4 blue, and then you can put that on there like that, and then you've got your look, and that fits under the body. So it just clicks on there, drop of glue, and that cowling there, that bodywork, will fit through the side pods like that. So they would be painted in blue, I believe. Yeah, blue. Yeah, that was the side of the car. So they would all be covered up in blue, and then it runs over to black, sort of a matte black for the main central cowl, and the blue tip matches the rest of the bodywork. And that grille underneath there, you'll see through those grills there when they're not painted. So you'll see that shade under there. So that is that. And of course, it's got a towway under there, which is a separate part. So that can be pulled out, painted, and it's slid in, and then a drop of glue on the inside, and then all set with that. So this is fitted with the rubbers. The wheels, I had a single piece wheel for the non-drive side and a 2-piece wheel for the drive side. I've simplified it and made 2-piece wheels for both sides, so I've got simple, exactly the same model. There's no confusion there. Front wheels, rubber wheels. I haven't even had time to put servo in or anything on this one yet. So they're all sorted, they're ready to go, and they'll be going out this week, onto the shop this week. That's that. Now, so all the other details. I had a lot of questions about cockpit. Watch this space. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. I'm going to try and crack on and get all the details fitted, because I've got to do fine testing to make sure everything fits before I release those. As you can see, I've got a ton of these parts, test parts. I did a single piece rear cowl, which, yeah, would need masking and painting, so that's why I did 2 pieces. There you go, that's it so far. what can I say about people who want to order? It's going to be a good few weeks yet until everything's finalised. Like the full, and another thing I'm trying to do, we'll have a go at, is a solid rear wing. I've got to check how that all mounts, but I don't like the vacuum form rear wing. So I'm still in development for a lot of parts. So it's going to be a while yet. Now, if you want to hang on, that's not a problem. If you want the wheels, to get them ordered, to get them delivered, I'm going to start producing those. If you order wheels and you've got an intent to buy other parts, I'm going to put some sort of voucher, gives you some sort of voucher for a discount for future parts. But I don't think I can just sort of take money from people for a full kit. First of all, I don't have prices for all the parts that I'm planning. Some of the other stuff that I'm not going to mention yet is totally in development still, and it's going to blow people's minds when that's done. So I don't have pricing for anything yet of that. So bear with me. It's going to be split up. If you want to wait, just wait, because all these parts are going to be on the shop eventually, and they'll all be batched, produced until people don't buy them anymore. Like the C11 parts, which I've got to crack on and make some more because people are wanting C11 parts again, which is awesome. I love it. As I said, this is all done in between everything else. It's Sunday now. I'm just going to crack on with this video, get a few more test prints, and then I've got to get outside and do some jobs outside. Whew. So I've been stressing this week about trying to figure out some sort of pre-planned payment thing. I don't want people dropping a pile of money and not knowing when stuff's arriving. I did it with Project 959 because it was a huge project and I had to. And the people there were very, very understanding and totally. I did a weekly video on updates, but I want this priced sharply as well, and I honestly don't know the price of some of these parts yet until I've printed them, finalized them, and calculated what it's cost to make basically. So I'm not sure what to do about that. The wheels will be online because some people just want wheels for other models as well, so the wheels will be online. If you want to buy a set of wheels and they'll be shipped, the shipping costs, it's a scandal, honestly. I'm so small, I can't go negotiate with anybody. The big box shifters over here have free shipping for this, which is never free, as you know, and massively discounted shipping because they're sending out hundreds of boxes a day. I'm sending out a few, as you can imagine. It's just a part-time thing, hobby that's grown into something a bit more than that. So that's a real nuisance for me. Up to you. If you say I'm going to order wheels, I've had a lot of contact with people who have bought stuff from me in the past anyway, and they want stuff and they want to wait. If you do that, I'll give you a discount on postage for the next parts. So yeah, you start getting stuff as it's coming basically. I can't really do any fairer than that, I'm afraid. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so the next thing will be hopefully the packaging will arrive for the small parts, so they'll be presented in the same way like this. So I've got bearing sets ready, they're all boxed up and they're online already. The wheels will be online this week and they'll be produced, and everybody will be notified they're going to be produced, they're not out of stock. And the body kits, the diffuser set, it's going to be quite a big packet because there'll be diffuser set, and I hope rear wing will be in that, a solid rear wing. Body mounts, I don't know what people are doing for that. A lot of people I've seen already built, punctured the holes for the body mounts. I'm not too fussed by that. It is an RC car. It's looking scale-ish looking RC car. I'm not too fussed. It's still the best way of mounting stuff if you're going to drive it properly. Universal mounts are pretty good. I would suggest grabbing those because the problem is people would like to change the ride height. So I'm trying to figure out a quick system. I've printed body posts with top caps, but it's all a bit personal choice how people mount stuff. So I might offer a suggestion for that. I've got to get mine painted up, or all the details painted up, so that I've got a show unit because I'm way behind everybody else basically. One more thing, the wheels. People have asked, yeah, can we actually use them? They're printed. They are carbon infill plastic FDM print. Okay, so people know what printing is, know FDM printing, it's layered technology. Carbon infill means it's slightly stronger and lighter. I'm not too worried about the weight, but it's stronger and lighter and nicer. I could go to more technical filaments. There's some very high spec technical filaments, but the price of that is multiplied by 2 typically, and I don't think it's needed. If anyone's buying all the stuff for this kit, they're going to drive it, they're going to roll it around, but they're not going to go racing with it. There's a big difference, because they're going to lose bits off of it. The mirrors are going to come off, all the details are going to get smashed and come off. So it's always, where do we go? Now, I'm not big enough to get these things injection molded. I have contacts where I can get low volume injection moldings done, but still, it's going to be prohibitive. They're made chunky enough, the wall thicknesses and everything are chunky enough, and lots of supports inside there to run. Now the resin option, there are people making resin wheels. I also make resin wheels. If you're doing typically domestic resin, there are some technical resins available. They're good, much better for details, but these wheels are actually very good for details with this FDM in the carbon look. Once they're brushed over, they're nice. So it's always looking for the right technology. I could outsource them and get them printed in resin, then yeah, I'm very happy with the quality of these, and they do run. For example, my MF01X experimental speed racer, which is back there, was running at pretty high speeds with printed wheels, and they don't explode. If you hit something, like you're going to hit a curb or something at high speed, they will shatter, as will any injection molded part. And on a car this delicate nature, you're going to smash other things anyway, so wouldn't worry too much about that. So yes, you can run them, but your valve stems are going to come off, your stickers are going to get chaffed off if you start hitting stuff, so you can run them. And I chose that over resin because resin is even more brittle unless you use a very technical resin, which gets very typically difficult to print, whatever. Anyway, that's where we are. FDM for where I think it's necessary, where I would go with it for my model, and resin for the fine parts where I would also go with my model. So if you're with me on all that, then we're on the same page. Wheels are out this week online. I'll stick it on the socials. I'll stick it. I'm not going to do another YouTube about the wheels. If you follow me on the Instagram and on the Facebook shop, you'll see them put on there, so you can get bearings and wheels ordered. And the rest, I'll do updates on Instagram as they're happening. The fuse is almost done. Quite happy with that. Not sure what material to do it in yet. It won't be plain PLA, which is easy to print, nice enough. But I'm looking for something a bit more technical. PETG is too shiny. I don't like that, so I might even go with carbon infill for that. We'll see. Thanks for watching. I'm going to say it in the video this time. Please like and subscribe. I did it in the comments last time because apparently YouTube people are supposed to do that, and I always forget because all I'm doing is just telling you what's going on. And thanks for watching. If you look at the other video on the 956, you'll see the smaller details, and there'll be more news, exciting news of what's on the printer right now, test prints coming very soon. Cheers guys, bye bye.